Hey everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. My name is Chris Orme, and today we're going to be starting a new save on Football Manager. Now, if you don't know what Football Manager is, then I guess you're new to the channel because we've done quite a bit of it before. I've played this game, or iterations of this game, for 16, 17 years and counting. And today I thought it's been a while since I've played the game. It's been a long time since I recorded myself playing the game. Maybe 3 or 4 years since the last YouTube series on it. So we're going to jump back in today, and I decided to load up all the top leagues in Europe. I decided to randomise my club, and it came up with one club that is sort of a favourite of mine. I love their badge, and their kits usually are pretty nice in the last few seasons. So we're jumping in here to Catania in Italy, Serie C, Division C, which is about as low as you can go in the game for Italy. And we're going to jump right in. I've only loaded up the game. There's no database changes. We're on the winter update of Football Manager 2016. I do have the editor available. However, we will not be using the editor unless something really weird goes on. Let's have a look. Where's the detail? Detail level. No. Status. That's what I'm looking for. So in-game editor allowed is set to yes, because I'm not sure how to actually turn it off. In-game editor used, no. So if at any time people think that I'm actually using the in-game editor to get ahead, then obviously we'll be able to see here, no, it's not being used. So this game has been running in the background for quite some time. You can see we've loaded all the leagues from England, France, Germany, Italy and Spain. We might add more later on, depending if this becomes a journeyman where we leave to go to other countries or not. I'm not sure. But right now we're just going to jump straight into the game and take a look at what we've got planned. So, right on the first day, on the first message, we take charge at Catania. So, one thing to also to be notified with, in the Serie C, you can see we are bottom of the table with an 11-point deduction for match fixing. Now, there'll be none of that happening while I'm in charge. You know, we're done with match fixing. I'm not having it. We're going to behave. So 11 points in the hole before we even start. And we're in the lowest tier of Italian football. So we're going to rebuild. And we're striving to get into that top 4 to maybe have a shot at promotion this year. I don't know how good the squad is, how competitive the league is, or anything. I know we've got a little bit of debt, and I know that that points total is going to make it really difficult. That deduction, you know, that's going to hinder us early on. Oops. So let's jump up in the messages. So Nicolo Messina, the Catania chairman, will welcome us to Angelo Massimo Schibali. My pronunciations are going to be the best I can do. They might not be right, but they're going to be good enough for me. So we're going to take a look at our staff and everything else. Let's attend this meeting and see what comes up. So I'd love to learn more about the club. For philosophies, that has no philosophies. That's fine. I don't need to be judged on philosophies. Judge me on results. That's what I want to be judged on. We'll have a press conference, always like that. And let's jump over to the meeting with the assistant manager. Let's have a look at Vito Tamaro. Hey, for this level, that's not bad. For this level, that is not too bad. So, man management of 10, judging ability and potential of 10. He's probably not a great coach, but, you know, a little bit of motivating, discipline, highly determined. That's kind of my guy as well. Low on on tactics though and low on the judging. I normally like a bit higher. We might see if we can improve it, but let's get an intra-squad friendly between the first team and reserves. Let's have a look at the reports. We'll find out a little bit more. We'll get into the backroom staff as well, fortnightly basis. And I'm going to set up my default here, which is pretty much don't limit the agent offers. I handle the team talks, and my assistant does everything else. So let's start with training. All training. Oh, I've just said, okay. I messed up. I've already messed up. He's only doing the first team. I'll sort that out. Agent offers, don't filter. Friendlies you can take care of. Opposition, set those. Press conferences, take care of that. Reserve teams. So yes, you can do that. Our same tactics, and the players need to get there. Instructions and motivation from me. Build new stadium training and youth facilities. Affiliate club may be something we want to do here. Rather didn't alone. I would ensure the squad is well balanced, not overly reliant. Okay, great. So they are going to do it. It took a little bit of pressure from me, but we are going to look towards getting a bigger club as an affiliate club, which can provide us with good young loan players, which means that we're not struggling for quality at this low level. So I like that. That's decent. Transfers, oh my god. Right. So we're going to be losing Pietro Terracciano, 6'4" goalkeeper. Oh boy, he looks good. So that's $500,000. He's currently on loan. End of 2 seasons, he's going to be joining them. Okay, that must be like a third-party deal, which is an interesting sign of football. There's a lot of loan deals as well. There's a lot of loan deals out. We got some loan deals in. Arturo Lupoli. Decent, isn't he, the Arsenal? Yeah, he's the Arsenal youngster from way back when. 11 years ago. He was a teenager on the books of Arsenal. Recognise the name. Ghazi, I kind of recognise the name. Decent little youngster, Atlanta. Okay. What else we got in? Pessina from Milan. Promising youngster. Okay, we'll have to see if he can get in the team, and maybe if he turns out good enough, can we actually pick him up and sort of sign him permanently. What was that? Clean bit of health, lovely. Subscriptions, let's not get bogged down in subscriptions. Let's remove all the league, teams, cups, nations and awards. I don't need to know about any of those. We're looking to streamline the game. So our background, we've won 1 Italian Serie B. We've won the Italian Serie C1B once. The CC ones, which we're going for this year. C2C. And Italian Serie D Group 1, the Italian Serie CD. Now, I don't think any of these actually exist anymore apart from the Italian Serie C and the Italian Serie B. So, we're going to go after our second Serie CC. That's the league we're in. And then next season we might have a chance at one of the Serie B titles because, again, there's 3 of those, I believe. So, we've not won a competition for 16 years. And, yeah, 1950, so 65 years from our glory days. Adequate youth recruitment, adequate junior coaching. Average there, but superb training, which means if we can get some decent youngsters into the club, we should be able to train them up to the point where they can grow with us as we gain sort of progress through the divisions, hopefully. Dominic De Ceso, central midfielder. no weaknesses. Like, for this level, I think we're pretty good. We are pretty good. Now, I know that it wasn't too long ago that they were actually in a decent place in Italian football. Now, I know Catania used to be in Serie A sort of mid-2000s, I want to say, so a little over a decade ago, I think they got back up into Serie A. Then 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons ago, they got relegated and they finished near the bottom of Serie B. And that's when the match-fixing charges and everything else compiled together, and they've been relegated because of that, not because of poor play. So, yeah, we're probably a little bit better than the league as such. And, yeah, we're not going to mess too much. I'm going to set the formation. We're going to look at that. So let's have a look at these prospects. We might have some decent players. So, Orazio Panettiere is an attacking midfielder with good potential. Why don't we just look at the attributes? I prefer this view. I know there's more information on the other one, but I prefer this. So, a 15-year-old whose mentals aren't the strongest, but he's got some good attributes there in the technical category. Got 4 really nice 11s. Passing is good for a midfielder. Dribbling as an attacking midfielder, I like. First touch is a key component of that sort of position as well. And technique is always a nice complement to the passing, first touch kind of skill set as well. He's aggressive, but he does make good decisions. He's got a little bit of flair. Again, attacking midfield, not a bad place. Good teamwork, I like that. Not too bad there. And the physicals across the board are okay. A little bit low on stamina, but apart from that, he's okay. 6'2". I'm happy. I'm happy with Panettiere. So, Francesco Napolitano, right winger. Dribbling, crossing, finishing, first touch. Nice. He's a threat from that right flank. He's also got passing and technique. Beautiful. Bit of flair, bit of teamwork. Again, a youngster with teamwork in that attacking midfield. That could be interesting. Not as good physicals, and, you know, the mental is a little bit weaker, but really a technically gifted young player. I could see why he would be voted one of our most important players. And then Pascal Migliaccio. Central defender, lovely. 2 attacking midfielders, and now a big 6'4" centre back. That's what I like to see. 16-year-old, good first touch. Heading's a little low, but marking and tackling, great to see them up in 12s as a 16-year-old. Low anticipation is a worry. Low positioning is a worry. Those are key attributes for me in defence. But highly determined player. That's what I love. Good work rate. Good teamwork, brave decisions, decent physicals. This is definitely a player I can work with. An age 16, jumping of 14, sort of offsets that heading of 9. I'm really happy with how the young prospects are looking at the moment. So, and the reasonable prospects, okay, in the under 18s. Let's go central midfielder, Orazio Di Grazia, 16-year-old centre mid, good first touch. Okay, he could be a squad player for us going forward. Goalkeeper, yes, we do need good goalkeepers, and he might turn into one. 6'1". He's decent. He's got a couple of nice attributes there as well. But these are players a little bit more of a stretch. So that's Luigi Spataro and Andrea Miletti, the best prospect in that under 18 side. Or maybe not, but the best of this group of 3 anyway. Passing, first touch, long shots. Again, a few nice sort of things. We're seeing like first touch, decisions, teamwork all come in for most of these players. And a couple of nice physicals, especially a little bit of acceleration and pace, which is useful across the board. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's not the best sort of start, but that could be okay. Senior affiliate is underway, so let's jump in and hey, let's look at our team. So good, it's already pulled in my my squad view. So we can see that Teresiano is going out. Of course, that's the £500,000 sale. We've got Alexis Rolin, who is pretty good. He's out on loan. Let's see who our best players are. Rolin and Monzon. Okay. So I like these players. I do like these players. So, hey, either we get a good player back for next season, like a really good player back for next season, or we make $5.5 million on a 28-year-old. That's actually pretty decent. Let's have a look then. Rolin. $4 million for Rolin. I'd expected a bit more there, to be fair, but okay. Again, a fantastic player. Now, DeCeso looks like he will be staying at the club and he will be our key player for this season, maybe next season. Then we're going to have to really look at who we can replace him with. Ronaldo. Let's have a look at Ronaldo. 2.9 million for him. That's a little bit low again. It's a shame. He'd be a lovely little sort of pivot player at the base of that midfield. A player I know really well, Alessandro Rossina. Signed him in previous games. Great little left winger. And he's coming towards the end of it now. He's coming towards the end of his peak. 4.28. I'd gladly take that for a 31-year-old with those stats. And he'd be a good player if he came back to us. Norbert Giombe, Slovakian, 22-year-old. Norbert is nice. Norbert's pretty decent, actually. He'd be a kind of player I'd want to work with going forward. $1 million is low, but hey, you know, whatever gets us the money to rebuild the facilities and get back up there. We know Teresiano's going, and he's going for a decent price. Moses Ogier, another player that might be leaving us. There's no agreed fee, so he actually might come back in. Good little 18-year-old, almost fully developed from what our coaches have told us here. He's got that black star on the end. That means that he could be 4-star, 4.5, or 5-star in terms of potential. And that potential depends on club size, the league you're in, the other players in your club in that position. It's very relative to a lot of different factors, but currently he has the potential to possibly be the best player in our club, because he could be a 5-star potential player, whereas all these are 4.5-star. Subsequently, he could be a 4-star player at worst, because we know he's at least a 4-star. Those are filled out in gold. So he could be like Agazi and Falcone. That's okay. Another one possibly out is another midfielder, Giuseppe Russo. And it's a player I've seen about here and there. I don't think there'd be a fee. No, there won't be a fee on Russo, which is a shame, because for $500,000 or so, I wouldn't mind getting rid of him due to his age, and we've got some young players in those possessions. So, to see so, we've got a right back / midfielder, Desiderio Garufo, who looks serviceable, especially for this level. Let's not forget that this is the 3rd tier of Italian football. And not just 3rd tier, but, you know, there's 3 different leagues in this 3rd tier. So we've got CC, the CB, and the CA, which are all the same. Then we've got the Serie B, which is just 1 league. That's not split into 3. I think Serie D is. which isn't available on the game as is. Some decent clubs in that level. I think we'd compare well with some of those. And then Serie A, of course, where we all want to be. So that's where the big boys play. So we've got at least two big promotions to go through. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. We'll have to see what happens with that. Let's have a look then at some of the other key members of this team as we round out this first video. So Francesco Bombaghi, I like him a lot. He's got good dribbling, finishing, first touch, passing as well, technique. There's a lot to like about him there physically and technically. You hit the mental and it's a little bit lower than I'd like. I'd like those 9s to be 10s than 10s to be 11s. That's kind of where he's missing something. But still, for this league, I think he'd be very serviceable and a decent little player for us. So he's one of the best that we've actually got available that's not out on loan. So yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. And Elio Calderini, winger slash striker. Definitely a winger. Bit of flair, good physicals, can cross and dribble. So Elio seems to be a right winger. So we've got something down the right flank. We've got a key member of our team now in centre midfield for the next couple of seasons. Behind Elio looks like Deseridio will play, and Bombaghi will play in attacking midfield as a creative outlet. So that's decent. 3.5 star and above we'll also look at. We've got ourselves a central defender, and a very decent one at that. 6'3", Stefano Ferrario. I like him. Low on anticipation's probably the one thing that I don't like, but 13, 14 for the key centre-back attributes on technical side of things. Good strength and jumping. He can be a bit of a powerhouse in the air. He's not slow, you know, he's not really a risk at the back. He's a nice safe player, and I like him. Stefano will be a key player, I think, going forward this season. In centre mid, Gianluca Musacci, 28-year-old, no weaknesses there at all. Nice, complete centre midfield player. Nothing special, but like I say, with no weaknesses, that's kind of an important thing to have. Another option in attacking midfield, probably better than the other guy, I'd say. Andrea Rosotto, highly determined, look at that. And not only that, personality, professional. Love these kind of players. Love them. So that could work. And if we don't have a left winger, then I might play an asymmetrical formation and have him making runs out to the left wing, stretch the play, and then run inside, cut inside with the ball. Lopoli, of course, coming in on loan from Pisa. A good striker who should be doing quite well at this level. Good finishing. Decent off the ball and determination decisions. Good physicals for this level. Again, we should be okay with Lopoli up front. And the last one really to look at as a first team player right now, based just on my assistant's opinions, is Caetano Khalil. Brazilian with quite a lot to like, you know. I like him in attacking midfield. I like him up front. He's got a lot about him in both positions. As you can see, he likes playing in attacking midfield. He's more of a false 9 trek when he's up front. Nice little shadow striker. So he may play with a narrow 3 in attacking midfield then, which means that Calderini goes on the bench to change formation or cover for striking positions, which is also important. So it might be Khalil, Lopoli up front, and a trio of Risotto, Oh, I can't have 3 behind, because then I wouldn't have a back 4. And I need a back 4. Yeah, I'm not going to play with a back 3. So Lipoli and Khalil up front, or one of those up front, with Risotto, Bombaghi. No, Khalil. Yeah, sorry. Lipoli up front, Khalil, Risotto, Bombaghi behind them. And behind him, sorry. And then De Sesso and Musashi in central midfield. Garufo can play right back. Ferrario will be our linchpin in the air right at the back. That means left back and another centre back, plus the bench need to be filled out. The best goalkeeper we have available looks to be a competition between Liverani and Bastianoni. We'll see there. Let's look right at the top of the potential. So Pagnetari's there, Miglascio, Neapolitano. We have Tumpta out on loan at Verona. Good Slovakian striker. Very low future fee. Wow. Wow, I don't know about that. That's bad. Hopefully they don't take us up on that, because I think that's a very low price for someone that's fairly potentially could be a really good player. Resigno for 200,000 again is low. Needs a lot of work, but I don't want to be losing these kind of players. Juan Ramos maybe play at left back for us. He's got a lot of potential to develop. Pierre Mattieri can go on the bench, and we can use him on the left as we use the winger on the right. Yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot here to work with. So I'm going to spend a few hours juggling this all about, and basically building a tactic, looking at backroom staff, just seeing what we've got in place. So it looks like every role is pretty much filled right now. We need an under-18s assistant, a couple of coaches, and that's it. Although we have a lot more physios than advice, so they might eat into the coaching staff. Remains to be seen. Not a lot of room to maneuver in the back, sort of the back room area. We will look at that. The affiliates we have right now, we got a Swedish club. We're playing in the Swedish First Division, so that might get some Swedish youth coming through. We have got a national partnership with Akragas, who are in the same division with us. Okay. Licata, who are in the league below. We've got a first option on Palazzolo Acred, I don't know, and a Tunisian club as well, Stade Tunisien, who financial benefits. Okay, does that mean we make money? I really hope it would. Now, it looks more like a first option deal from the clauses here, but hey, if it's money, then fantastic. Yeah, so the wage budget is tight. The transfer budget is probably for this level pretty good, and money in the bank. We got 2 million in the bank. Okay, there's stuff here to work with. So hopefully things will go well for us. You can see our kits kind of here. Let's see, low license kits is ticked. So I guess that's about it for this first video. That's a little brief overview of the club. We're gonna have a tough time this season. 11 points in the hole before we even start is a tough thing. A lot of players out on loan that will be sold because the Serie A, Serie B kind of players. They're not gonna enjoy playing at this level. They're gonna want to progress and move on. So unless we get promoted next season, I think, you know, most of those players on loan and most of our good youngsters might want to leave. and it's going to be a tough ask this first season. But we're not in huge financial sort of issues, I don't believe. There's 25.8 million of debt, basically. So 26 million there. We actually got 2 million in the bank, which is okay. That offsets it a little bit. But overall, this is a big project. It's a building club. I didn't want to go somewhere where we could just win fairly easily. I felt that it was important to give a new club and a new league a little love, because I'm far too set in managing Swansea, because I know the club inside and out. And I know that with a few transfers and a new backroom staff, that, you know, I understand the club well enough and what's actually at the club well enough, both in real life and in terms of FM, that I can usually finish fairly high up the table in the first season. And if things do go my way, I have a shot to win in the Premier League Season 1. So I need to break out of that comfort zone and get back to what I love doing in FM, which is building a club from the ground up. And this is a big club, lots of history, decent facilities, good youngsters already at the club. Everything's in place for a big push forward. And after their recent times, I think, you know, this is the time I can step up and actually lead them back into Serie B, Serie A, and try and make them a force, both domestically and in Europe. So those are my hopes. I hope as well that you will come back and watch this series with me. Give me any sort of tips and tricks and any loan deals for this opening season. I'm not sure how many loan deals were allowed and how many we've already got. I've got a lot to sift through to digest. I'll do that before the second video, but look for that in the next couple of days. You know, if you are looking forward to this, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and as always guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you right back here soon.